not only have they been the brains, but been the brawn as well. Like Max, that last map, ridiculous. He seems to do it a lot in the Prem finals. And I wouldn't say he's stepping up his game, but just plays out of his mind. Ridiculous, as we will head into this first round of this second map. As Endpoint did take the first one, so CeX are trailing behind, but can they make at least some kind of impact going through? We'll have to see.
They need to, because otherwise they are going to be dead in the water very early on. Of course, this is a best of 3, and Endpoint now have a 1-map advantage. Best of 5, rather. First of 3 maps. Coming into our second map, already a lot of damage done to Cypher. He's taken an initial dink and put him down to 14 HP to open up the round. And Endpoint, they're just getting prepared for an all-out burst towards the A site. Mike's has the smoke. That's going to go in to try block off CT. Flashbang over to blind them on the site. And they will drop themselves down. They're charging up towards A. MT will put Crucial at bay. And he needs to connect a couple more shots. But he's had a real blunder into the round, Harry.
It's not looking too good as Thomas from mid is waiting for the rotate. Man to close some of it off, but Newt Dog now is in a great position here to try and see if he can pull back, but it's not going to happen as 3 members of Endpoint are sitting around on short 8. But Newt Dog's just trying to find something, anything, and this is a big delay tactic. I don't think they kind of expected none of them to be on site here. As the flash comes in, Newt Dog will go for the defuse, but sure, this is not going to last too long, and no, it won't. Max and Surreal clean things up very nicely, and there was a very interesting strat, considering there's always that possibility one of them could go for the ninja defuse, but it didn't matter anyway, as they managed to take that first round nicely. With Endpoint with pistol, Surreal with that 2k there. It's very nicely played. We're a little bit worrying at the start, but Thomas delaying him further down mid.
Ooh.
A great play, but Crucial with that first frag on the board, and Surreal coming in hot down long.
Joey giving him the pummel party there towards mid. The return from Murky is good. Taking down Thomas at least, putting this still into a close round. It is 4-3 on the split. Smoke goes down to try block off the cross. Surreal. He's going to drop another smoke. Murky was put up onto a pedestal, but that just exposes him and allows Joey to get another frag with his scout. They're all just falling to pieces. It's scout warfare right now, and Joey, he doesn't even need the AWP parry. He's quite content just peeking corners with his scout and ripping back heads. Left into the 1 versus 4. Is there anything at all that Impact can muster up?
Depends if Crucial pushes. Impact is going to be standing by for the time being with that MP9, but Crucial, he is egging for that 4K. But you're right, though. The scout play from him, remarkable. Just been an absolute nuisance, a pain in the backside. But Crucial knows it's not really the best time to go for that challenge, so he's going to leave that bout for another day. Impact, at least he saves the MP9. And the Kevlar to boot. So not the best of starts here on the side of CEX, but we'll have to see what they can muster up as we go into the third round.
Yeah, a classic Endpoint start, but we can't really get ahead of ourselves. This is CEX, it's the economy that's keeping them locked back at the minute, and at least they are playing well as a unit. This time they go for the stack towards a site, everyone up on short, but timing is everything, and they need to react off the back of hearing that flashbang. Luckily, they will stick about. They do have pistols to work with, the MP9 on Impact as well, looking from a distance, but the firefights will give the advantage to Endpoint and the AKs, though the peak from Impact nets him 1, and there's the final killing blow coming back in response from Mighty Max. So just a small tad of economic damage thrown in. Only 2 frags picked up, 1 to Thomas, 1 to Robin. Other than that, easy pickings for Endpoint, and this is where the real game will begin, Harry. Now there's cash to pay with.
Love what Endpoint did that last round after the smokes came in for CT. Instead of just pushing straight in, knowing that Impact still had that MP9, don't know, get themselves involved in that close quarters battle, even though Impact did get the odd frag here and there. Endpoint were easy enough to keep him away, get the plant down, and solidify that round. But we'll have to see what CeX can do here. Surreal is going to slowly push mid for the time being and hasn't really found anything as of yet. But Crucial is going to be alongside him. A deadly duo to see if he can get the first frag. He just barely misses him. But no, it's not the time, and the placing falls back for now. Surreal just watching that B side in case they do rotate early.
Flashbang comes over from robbing, allowing them to clear short and not run the risk of being shot from someone playing on the close angle by stairs. They get an extra bit of map control. This also puts somewhat more pressure on CeX. In the game of push and pull, they've decided to attempt to bite back towards tunnels and send both their players in. Thomas was playing the off angle, and potentially if he stuck to his guns, he might have found the frag. Instead, he dropped off and then drops down, as Cypher will find the kill on him. Molotov back towards window as well, so they're actually really restricting this route. This would have been quite a rapid crunch from Endpoint into the B site, but from good utility usage, CeX have delayed massively.
Yeah, Robert does need to be careful. He realises someone is CT'd. I think they were trying to coordinate into that B site at the same time, but Max has got a great angle. He's got all the info he needs, but Robert has been taken down finally by MT, but Impact is just standing his ground for the time being. Max at send one, Crucial gets another. And sadly for Nuke Dog is all on his Larry, as it will be a 3v1. He's going to try and push in to see if he can get anything going. He's only on 23 HP, but surely not. No, of course not, as Surreal cleans things up and adds another round to the tally of Endpoint.
Yeah. It seemed like CeX had played it correctly, obviously just wasted so much time with the utility. We're in a position where they could have held the crossfires and cleaned up on the site. But all the fights were isolated. There wasn't really much of a potential for them to actually get trades back into their favor. And at that point, Endpoint just had the win in the battle of attrition. CeX now sending all 5 back towards long. They've been really invested into going for these gamble stacks. B site is open. But will Endpoint realize it? Or is this going to have to be the slaughtering grounds from Robin over towards long? They've already started to reposition. They're coming back through CT, and Thomas is barely testing the waters at the B site.
Now gets one, gets two, gets a third, and will he get a fourth? Yes, he will. That'll be 4K there from Surreal once more. You're absolutely right, though. They weren't really too sure what was going on there, but a pause will come in, and I'm glad they've done it a lot earlier this time round. As Jack, I think discussions definitely need to be had. They don't want a complete replica of that last map, as it was 10-0 until they got that first round on the board. But that was their map pick, not on Dust 2, as Endpoint are just running away with this for the time being. Going into the second buy rounds, but we'll have to find out what CeX have up their sleeve to try and back Endpoint off in any way.
They need to find a remedy soon. They have got Murky on the AWP. Murky has been pretty proficient on the AWP recently, but when you're going up against Crucial on Dust 2, a map that Endpoint have been really at the forefront of the UK scene on, I'd say, in terms of some of the victories they've been able to find recently against European opposition, Harry, it's not a good spot to be in at the best of times. Surreal, again, he's just out at middle. They've allowed him to walk in. He's confident, he's bold, he's brash. But finally, for the first time, Endpoint haven't found an opening pick in a matter of seconds. It's at least being played a little bit slower from CeX, and they've not overstepped the mark. They do have 2 players grouped up towards the A site as well. Looks like MT's playing anti-flash back in towards Goose, and then he's got support from Murky on the AWP. The AWP needs to do so much here from Murky, Harry.
Yeah, he really needs to get something going now, but he's been flashed away, mollied back. But what can he do? The flash does come in. But Murky, can he do anything? MC has been taken down. It's only Murky left. Can't really find anything, but managed to get the first frag on the board. But needs to get a little bit more going here, but he won't. Robin manages to trade things off, and it's just looking worse and worse here for CeX. As Nuke Dog's going to see what he can find from long, but it could be a little bit too late here. Cypher tries to at least pick off Thomas, which he does. So a little bit of potential here. Cypher gets a second, but Max and Crucial are still waiting in, especially in a good spot, but they need to get something going now. The time is running out, but Impact's like such a huge amount of damage, but the defusers come down. But will it even help in any way? No, it won't, as Max cleans things up. A 3K for him to end that 6th round. Wasn't looking too bad at one stage, but sadly for CEX, they just can't keep these rounds going. 6 now for Endpoint.
It's the sustainability. Like, that's the issue, is obviously we can question it and be like, how many times are Endpoint actually going to win these clutch rounds where like they're left in these tight scenarios, they're going to have a player massively step up. Normally it's not repeatable. Right now it seems pretty repeatable, and they're playing so confidently as well that there's just no respect. They're just charging in, playing the sort of CS that you'd expect them to see at high level, and obviously just banging it out, Harry, to a lot of these firefights. The confidence is the big issue. As now again, what, we're like 15 seconds into the round and it's a 4 versus 2. Cypher's basically dead already at this point. They've got to throw in the towel. They've got to save. There's nothing else they can do here. The job is done. Endpoint will get the bomb plug down. That's going to be 7-0. This second map started not long ago, Harry. This hasn't been live for long. These rounds have been quick.
Quite a few mistakes have been made, like you mentioned earlier, where Endpoint will get an early frag at the start of most of the rounds. Mid control given up quite easily. I wouldn't even say given up. Surreal's just walking in, but maybe that's their plan. Maybe they've got something up their sleeve to try and at least reel them in, but it doesn't seem to be working at this point. But even though they lacked in util, they should have surely got something going during that 7th round, but it just wasn't to be. Max, I've got to talk about him again. Hasn't died yet. It's been 7 rounds. Max's aim has been really on point. Sometimes with Max, yeah, okay, he's not known as the fragger. He's known as like the IGL and does really well when his whole team performs. But I seem like in every Prem final I see him in, he seems to take it on another level. But then again, you've got to see Surreal as well. Only taken 1 death, 12-1 so far. And Cypher on the opposite end of things, even though they haven't taken a round, has been doing quite good now and again, but Surreal is just increasing his KD. Gets 2. MT finally finishes him up. Cypher gets one of his own, so could get something going here as Crucial is sitting back. Robin is on a site. We'll need back a short for now, but Crucial's waiting to see if he can find him. The call out has been made. Oh, but gets one in mid. That was a beautiful off shot there as Robin will peek out, and there's only 1 member left standing. Impact. Can he get anything going? It's unlikely. He's going to get sandwiched in at some point. But could get Crucial off guard here. Yes, he will. And it will be a 1-on-1 between Robin and Impact.
Right play to make, though. Go for the wide swing. Peek him with the AK. Get the tap off. Obviously, Robin, realizing he was low, Harry basically just thought, you know what, swing on him. Try and make it hard, shot to hit, decapitates him. That's the closest it's been as well. Again, another clutch round, reminiscent of obviously what we saw in Overpass, right? Where it comes down to a position where CEX could get their opening, and it's snatched away in the 1-on-1.
Surreal now pushing straight in, gets taken down by MT there from the flash. A slightly better start here for CEX, as they did do that before, but Max was able to take him down. This time round, MT got the better end of the stick, but Thomas now. Let's give a little bit of a wander around B and see what they can find here. I haven't really got enough info, but there's only 1 person, that's Impact, playing that B site, whilst New Dogs tries to see if he can find anything around mid, but he's got to be careful with Crucial's AWP.
Jerry's holding the tightest pixel angle there. He was keen for it. Filthy cut angle in play, but no one's going to push into him. They do have the advantage in terms of the frags, obviously putting themselves into a 5-on-4 at least. But can they convert? Can they actually clutch this down into a round? Max sitting in the middle of the smoke. Well, the way smoke's been working recently, if you are inside them, they fade a little bit quicker for you. So he's playing the bold play, being a little bit brash. Flashbang comes in, and that is a flawless peek from Cypher. Decimates 2. Crucial comes back through with the trade. He's caught his pants around his ankles, leaving it on Thomas. A tricky situation to try and clutch from. And finally, CEX get their opening. 9 rounds into the game. That's when they come online.
back online indeed. Cypher, that flash and B tons. I think if there was one player you don't want to fight against going on one of the sites, it would be Cypher. And when I saw him rotate round with Impact to hold up B site, I knew they had a much better probability to at least try and get something going there, which he did. Thomas could hold his own, but we'll have to see what they can do now. As crucial as that's seen at least 2 down long. And it's pretty much going to give it to them, but Surreal, he's desperate to have a look around mid again. He's done it a couple of times in the past, but no one was holding the angle at that time. But Cypher is ready and waiting, and not only Cypher, but New Dog's popped in to knock on the door and see. You can find out what any member of Endpoint's up to, but quite a passive get round here as the flash does come in. Murky gets 1. Surreal now, what's his decision going to be? He's going to be sitting back for the time being and see what they're getting up to.
Smoke goes over, so they can actually get out on short. They have sparked the rotation back around as well. Paranoia is certainly running through the minds of CEX in the position they're currently in. There's the exchange of smokes as well. Deep smokes across, they're going to drop down. Nuke Dog, does he realize Surreal's location playing close towards elevator? If he pushes through the smoke, Surreal should have an edge. Talking of which, a honed edge is going to need to be what Murky is in this scenario. Surreal's actually caught out for the gap in the smoke as well. So Nuke Dog strikes, and it seems like his punch is harder than his bark. A swing from Crucial puts them into quite a depth-defying position as well, as there's so much that can be done that we're trying to line up as well. Almost wanted to gift him the collateral, but the retake works out for CEX, and they actually chain the rounds together. That's a huge point, Harry, as the economy will at least start to build a bit now. CEX, is this the momentum they needed?
That was such an important round for CEX there. Great way to retake the site. Seen a bit of life in them now as we head into round number 11. But Endpoint still have a little bit of an economy still, but this is an important round for them to try and at least extend their lead. If they don't now, then it's going to be potentially a couple of rounds down, but Murky will play the AWP. Empty and Cypher do have a couple of AKs in hand. And then they're just trying to feel out Endpoint at this stage to see what they're getting up to. But New Dog's ready for him. He's on CT, does give away his position, and Molly does come in. But it looks like they will have to back off once more.
Ooh. Again, the same contact play coming through from CEX, but Cypher, with a very precise blow, takes down Thomas, and I imagine that one's going to be a bit frustrating as well. Endpoint, finally they've been halted onto their T side. They're not being able to burst through as rapidly and as heavy-handedly as they were just mere rounds ago. Smoke going back down as well, going to block off CT as that will bloom and then allow them to try and go for a mid to B burst. Molotov wastes more time, and time is a very precious resource at this point, Harry, as they only have around 30 seconds left by the time that fades.
Flash does come in, but it doesn't matter anyway. Surreal takes down Cypher there, but Impact's still lurking around here. New Dog does come in there, managed to get 1 for his troubles. He's trying to look for that second, but it will be a 3-on-3 potential retake, depending on if New Dog actually goes in, but gets caught off guard with the molly there. And we'll back away for now, so the plant does come in. Surreal's taking a huge amount of damage, left on 6 HP. New Dog's going to see what he can find. Doesn't find anything as Crucial takes down 1. Robin takes another. Murky is the last one left standing, and he doesn't want to give away the AWP, so it's going to be left. Get away for now, save it for the next round. And for Endpoint, that was very important for them, considering how their economy is looking. But not looking too bad, looking slightly better. But CEX need to start getting a string of rounds, like you mentioned earlier. A couple here and there is fine, but at some point, Endpoint's going to get taken down. But it doesn't matter. Murky has lost the AWP, which is going to make matters even worse, even though he can afford another. So they could buy here, but there won't be much util in all fairness. But but decided to go for it anyway. And I think it is necessary at this point in time with a scoreline like this, with Endpoint up 9-2.
Yeah, you got to buy. Like, you have to at least reinvest into it. And the cash is all right. Like, you can still get out an okay buy from it. Obviously, 2 Pharmacists and MP9 isn't ideal, especially when Cypher's actually put down that low already as well. So it's definitely not gone the way they would have dreamed it to. Endpoint have been so aggressive with their control towards mid, and Crucial, he's just back on his high horse, being able to just find opening after opening, playing so many cheeky off angles. He's always been an aggressive AWPer, and you can see it's the style he takes to the game as well, Harry. It's fantastic watching Joey AWP. I've always been a big fan of his. Crucial, wanting to try and close it down with a hat trick into the round. Wouldn't be surprised if he nets it. Cypher going to be sat in lower. Does have the MP9, and he's just playing the angle, hoping that maybe they'd exit towards him. If anything, he could upgrade to a better gun, or best case scenario, no one comes anywhere near him, and he can at least save.
Yeah, with Crucial, it's not only his AWPing, it's his game sense which complements it further. He knew where they could be rotating round, and Cypher, all on his lonesome, waiting for that next round, saving that MP9 in his armor. But sadly for him, he won't be doing too much else. Poor guy, but it's not too late yet. Even though it's 10-2 in favor of Endpoint, hopefully they can at least get back in the driving seat in some way.
It's also just the angles that Joey peaks from. Like, it's cool watching him warp. It always has been. I remember, like, back in the day when he dropped like 30 over the course of like 3 different maps. It was like 330 bombs in a row against game agents or something ridiculous. It's absolute madness. Robin, as he turns the corner, sees the entire cast of CEX towards long, and now they're going to be fighting from quite a substantial distance as well. They have actually got the advantage of the round, but they need to recover the weapons. That is going to be the big point. They've been able to at least get one of those AKs back. That Kalashnikov now being donned by the dog. Surreal, giving out 3 hugs in the smoke and spraying them down with a collection of bullets to go alongside it. Crucial with a bang shot onto MT as well. Quick fire action, Harry, putting us 11-2 on the scoreline. This is looking like Overpass all over again.
You're not wrong. I can tell you that for a fact. It could be worse. The last time Endpoint played in the Prem on Dust 2 was against, I think it was back with Emerald Shine's crew, and it was 16-2. And they were a very strong team back in the day. And even now they're still doing pretty well, but it could be a similar outcome if CEX can try and pull their finger out. But Robin waiting patiently outside long doors. Surreal just having a little bit of a wonder. He's not pushing mid as much as he used to due to Nuke Dog holding that CT side of mid, but he's actually playing in pit for now. It looks like Endpoint are just taking their time here, just trying to feed himself as much info as possible and figure out what exactly is going on. But as I say, that's Surreal's going to try and push in. Empty will find one, but I don't think he'll see the second, as we'll be waiting and taking his time.
Surreal. The amount of times he's done this towards mid, surely MT should be ready for it, and he will. Suspect of the shot as he switches over and gets the kill back. Leaves us in the 5-on-4. Murky force off the angle. No more Shoxy Superstar today. He's got to try and play from a different position as he rotates back round towards ramp. Crucial's just going to hold the angle as well, expecting the face to come towards him. 30 seconds left on the clock in this one, Harry, and this seems to be the burst they want to go for. Molotovs all across the site, every angle is ignited, and Murky's forced back, but he's just playing from behind it, and he gets one of the frags, is able to get the tag onto the second. Nuke Dog from the God B angle behind the door as well kills Thomas. And CEX, they're making it look a whole lot more like Overpass. Potentially, this could be them getting 4 rounds at the end of the half.
Murky keeps getting the angles, but keeps getting pushed back constantly with the U2. It's some great stuff from Endpoint. We know exactly what Murky's like, what he plays, and how he does it. There's not really too many openings for him here. To see what he can do on this round. At least he's still got the AWP in play. But what can Crucial do down mid? As Murky is having a little bit of a wonder to see if he can try and find anyone. But for now, he's just holding the angle. Seeing back on CT, but look at this from Thomas. Oh, he gets taken down again. Cypher, I mentioned his aim skill before. It's just phenomenal to taking Thomas every single time, and he's classed as one of the best riflers in the Prem. But now it's going to be a 4v4 going to short age. See what they can do here, see if they can get that bomb down. Not really going to find much apart from Nukedog sitting back in long to see what he can find. But it will come down, Jack, and we'll have to see if CEX can at least get this retake.
Can they mount it? Will it work out for the last round of the half? They've got kits, they've got utility. But have they got their wits about them to win this one? Playing up close and personal, Mighty Max looking to try and get within breathing range to try and stop them from breathing. And he won't be able to slaughter them all down. It's up to Crucial to do that damage, it seems. It's one by one. He's picking them to pieces with the AWP from long. Nukedog will peek, but he'll only claim one before he's traded back upon Crucial.
But we'll have to see what can be done here. As, like I mentioned earlier, CEX, they need this pistol round to give them at least a little bit of a glimmer of hope. But if not, though, it could be falling short once again, just like in map number 1.
Yeah, if you're going to be able to win it, you need to reset yourself right here, right now, coming into the second pistol. They're all grouped up. It's a 5-man burst, straight out long, and it could very well be a long shot into the round as Robin retreats, backs up towards the site, and gets himself into a position to play from distance, utilizing that USP to its full potential. There's the smokes, there's the flash, and this is probably going to be the push out from CEX. They do still have 3 more flashbangs to work with. The smokes have bloomed as well, and they're pushing hard and fast. Max, if he actually plays around this smoke, there is a lot that could be done, especially when Surreal's just popping heads as well. And at this point, does Max even need to swing? Robin's got the frag onto the player that pushed up towards the site. Nukedog trapped on crossover. It's just a matter of time until he gets mowed down. However, for Murky, will the backstab pay off?
The chemistry of this team is unreal. All 4 of them at the exact same time. Was peeking at Nukedog there, but Murky got a couple of his own so far, so he leaves himself a little bit of room. As Nukedog does get taken down, but hasn't really got that much breathing space. But yeah, that's right. Finally, Surreal does take him down, but yeah, like I said, the chemistry of this team, the communication, the reaction to the comms is one of the big talking points there. But sadly, CEX did lose the pistol round, and it's just going to make matters 10 times worse. As they're running out of ideas. Just struggling to adapt here, I feel, Jack.
Yeah. Stuck in their ways, and it's just unfortunate. I mean, they've been hitting their shots into quite a few of these rounds, but when it comes down to it, Endpoint are just a cut above the rest in the team play right now. Obviously, it's making sense, and Mighty Max is really going to want to knock some sense into them with this MP9. The crossfire is pretty damn flawless so far, leaving just 2 of them alive, and I don't think they'll be standing for too much longer. But they are biting back. They're at least being able to get these tags off and soften up the opposition. Crucial peaks, but it's a swing and a miss with a scout this time, and Murky's armed himself with the MP9, trying to pack a punch. We'll get the tag back off onto Crucial, but it's all down to him, and he's being pushed on.
Almost, but not quite there. Murky pretty much skimmed ahead of one of the players there, and Surreal nicely cleaned things up. But you can see, even just from the stat line, no weak links or anything like that. They are working together as a unit, but just can't figure out what Endpoint are up to half the time, and it's been a real pain, especially Surreal looking at 22-5, Crucial 19-6. No stopping his man at this moment in time, but CEX are going to play this very passively to see if Endpoint do push up. Max and Robin have done it a few times on overpass, but it seems like they're being very well disciplined in action onto those sites. but we'll have to see what CEX can do here.
This could be the 15th round. Going straight to Team Endpoint. At that point, they'd be 1 round away from winning this map and 1 map away then from taking the series. And if they win this, we're going to Vertigo as well. Another map that Endpoint are incredibly proficient at, so I wouldn't be surprised if things keep falling in line the way they want them to. Cypher brought down to 11 HP. They do have the advantage for once. The T's are in a good position, and it keeps on giving as well. Cypher cuts through his opponent. Impact comes out swinging as well with the Kalashnikov, and they do starve off that match point from Endpoint for just a little bit longer. A much-needed round win coming out for CEX. Murky's on the AWP still as well. They've got the AKs to bring to the next round, and Endpoint are forced back down to just the pistols and scouts. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him go for the Mo strat here and just push up mid.
Wouldn't blame him, and as we say that, Crucial gets one for the pickings, and it's an important one. Serena's just waiting patiently to see if anyone does pop up round short. But Thomas is at the perfect angle here to clean things up. Yes, he does, and that's a really important frag. Cypher's been a bit of a nuisance here and there, but it's looking a lot better now for Endpoint throughout this round, as Thomas, at least he's got the AK and Surreal and Crucial with the scouts. And Max and Robin for the digs for the time being. But it looks like they are going to be looking to see if they can push up on that B side. But Max is more than ready to try and feed the info as he's waiting patiently to find out what's going on. But look at this, so we've got a few of the members of Endpoint assuming that it could be A, but at least Crucial's on standby in case anything happens. But Max got the info, managed to take down 2, but Crucial is helping him on the sidelines, but Crucial managed to finish things up. They get a nice little 3K of his own, 15-4 in favour of Endpoint, and it could be another 16-4 here, Jack.
That seems to be the way it's going, right? And obviously it's the double-edged sword of the economy inside of Counter-Strike. CEX, yeah, sure, they won that round, but the trade instantly came back through from Endpoint. They've now left them bankrupt and really on their last legs here on Dust 2, Harry. It's 2 Mac 10s, a Tech 9, a Scout essentially being the big impact factor for CX. And they're just going for a mid to B burst as well. They've charged out. They're down and now it seems. Robin, look how bold he is, fighting through the fire and the flames. He pushes out, sacrificing himself to try and make the superstar play. And that's it. It's all said and done. The 5-7 frags from Surreal is the last thing they are going to see and feel